We have a trans person, right? Trying to come to Graceland. How do you say that? Yeah, somebody who's
a girl who transitioned to male.
And we're trying to figure out where to put him or her. In the girls' room or the guys' room?
We gotta be, no, he identifies as him, so we have to really be mindful of that. We're gonna learn. We're gonna learn through this person.
I think he should go in the room he was born in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I think
that there's a couple scenarios.
I can't put a girl in the guys' room.
I don't
know. A biological girl.
This is why they have specific housing for trans and LGBTQ.
Well, yeah. So how long has she been a guy?
I didn't even get that information. I'm waiting. So he's currently in detox. He's been following Graceland for years and wants to come to our house specifically.
And I want him so bad. I'm down. I love it. It's all good. You don't judge at all. What the house think? They're being lame.
Yeah, they don't. Some people have their certain beliefs. Some people are okay with it.
Some people are closed-minded, and that's lame. We're open to all shapes and sizes. It don't matter. A human being's a human being.
I'm open to being transparent to him and telling him that some people are comfortable. What do we do?
Veronica, Madison, why'd you do that?
Do what?
She started this trans thing.
No, I got him. I saw him walking that way. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Sorry.
You did? He talked about it while he was in Florida. We all
Got it.
That's why. We have.
Sorry. So sorry. Okay, guys, here. This is him. It might be mirrored, okay? It was long. I said, so sorry to go off topic, because you were just talking about stuff. I was scrolling TikTok and seeing the Graceland live after your live. After the Prez one. And they are totally being so manipulative with you and trying to say all this great shit, but it's BS. They treated you like shit. Oh, I probably shouldn't be saying this on here. I don't mean, why, Nick? I see the good in people, and I think that if he really gets the help that he needs, he could be an amazing person. But I don't think the help he needs is through Graceland. And he promised me right here, he said, He said, I'm not going back, baby. Okay, hold on. I'm not going back, baby. I'm gonna keep doing the right thing here. And I'm gonna keep, yeah. And I said, okay, good, because they don't deserve you. And there's probably more, because we definitely talked about this a lot. We definitely talked about it a lot on FaceTime as well. Because I voiced my opinions a lot on their whole sober living thing. I just don't think it's right. I'm sober, so I just know that there's other ways. Sorry. I'm sorry. My homegirl's here thinking shit's funny. But, no, I just know that there is other ways to get sober that don't require sober livings like that, especially not to that extent, and the way they treated him. No, newly that controlling. It's never been like that. We started dating, honestly, I'm gonna be so honest with you guys, it was probably like 3 weeks ago. We have not been dating that. Location and stuff, which I'm still not gonna disclose. And then that all happened, and I just really hope he doesn't think that I did something, because I didn't. We honestly talk too freaking much. So sorry. We talk too much. We already knew where he was. Is this a joke, right? No jokes. We know where he is. I know. I never once said where he was. I know where he is. Everybody knows where he is. I was just saying I was his girlfriend and worried because I had proof that he didn't want to go back. It was never once said that nobody knew where he was. I know that everybody knows where he was. I did? Wait, what? Okay. No, I have not talked to him since he went into Graceland. I literally texted and called him the second he got off the live, and I have not heard anything since. I tried to hit up Patrick, which I know it's not gonna get through to him. Yeah, I don't know. I just know that when me and him were talking, I mean, I also know that being kicked out of somewhere definitely changes everything, but I don't know. Yeah, I know. That's what I just replied to. Defend you, by the way. Defended you, by the way. I'm so cute. Like, you're gonna be in a relationship. Yeah, that's why I was kind of waiting until more people got in here, because I already did, but I will go back down and show that. Let me find it again. It's a long text. Because you were talking and I said, I'm gonna come here. I said, so sorry to go off topic. I was just scrolling TikTok and seeing the Graceland live and your live after the Perez one, and they are totally being so manipulative with you and trying to say all this great stuff, but it's BS. They treated you like, words I'm not going to say, and like an object from the start, and I just want you to know that you do not need them to be sober. Like, I know it's hard right now, but they will just make it worse for you, I feel. And he says, I'm not going back, baby. I'm going to keep doing the right thing, and I'm going to keep stacking money. And I said, okay, good, because they don't deserve you. And there's a lot more. And then we've got, well, I'm trying to find the other ones. And then we have him talking about all these trolls, like that blonde girl, I don't even know, Missy or something. No, I don't really want to be on TikTok, and I don't really post that much. And he said, I have all the following we need, and it's going to go viral when I get a new girlfriend. Like,
I know a bitch that's mad, waking up sad, cause a bitch can't fuck with me. I know a hoe that's pressed, waking up stressed, cause a bitch can't fuck with me. I know a bitch wanna.
like, we weren't that far from each other.
So you met in IRL?
No, we met through TikTok.
But
Oh, yeah,
you said
he means, did you ever meet up in real life? Like, did you ever meet him in real life?
No, that's what I was saying. We were going to, until he got sent back to that Graceland ranch. Like, even in his thing, he was like, I can go on passes here. I'm like, Graceland, like, I'm going to come see you. And I was like, yes. And then he literally went back.
Can I ask you one more question? Sorry, Blue.
Of course.
Go ahead.
As someone who also has been through sobriety, did it not concern you for him just being maybe, if that, 4 months into it? Like,
100%.
starting...
But my biggest thing with him was he obviously needed somebody to be there for him. And I felt like even not as his girlfriend, I would have wanted to have been his friend. I don't know everything about him, so you guys haven't told me that. But because, like, just his experiences so far from what I have heard were, like, pretty not, I can't cuss on here, so they were, like, pretty not great. And so I just kind of really wanted to be there for him, because it seems like all of the people around him weren't really being there for him. It seemed like everybody around him was genuinely using him.
Like, so one of the patterns he has before getting into the history, right? He's always going to blame his exes. The girls lied on him. The girls hit him. He's innocent. He was abused. His exes were horrible. I'm guessing that was the story.
You have a picture that he sent me after.
The black eyes?
No, it's of him with a bloody eye posing. I don't know. I don't even know if I could turn my camera on in here, but it's a picture after Mariah, or I'm not even sure what he said happened, but something had happened and his eye was all bloodied.
Oh, he fucked around and found out.
it's all, yeah, that's
There
what
were two incidents
it's not a secret.
with Mariah. It's not a secret. So, the one that he's most known for that really blew him up on this app, to give you that background, was, he popped up with two black eyes, and he was talking about how men suffer DV too. It later came out that he had Mariah in the bathroom. He leaned into the punches. He kept telling her to hit him. He even said at one point on another video that he hit himself to make the bruises worse. It turns out after that came out and he started getting viral, people started diving into his history. And it turns out he has hit and abused multiple women prior to her. He has a history of it. That includes putting hands around necks, includes putting cigarettes on women, includes essay, it includes just not being a great guy. And I do get wanting to fix someone, but we can keep going into his history a little bit more. But that's when we're talking about with women, he likes to say, you know, either they're lying or he was the one who was abused when he is a straight contributor to the abuse.
Well,
Not to mention, yeah, someone's bringing up the cat. He also abused the cat.
Some stuff up and heard that, and I don't really think I know I'm not gonna continue to see him and be with him now.
So I just I got a question. And this is just, I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but so you say that you've seen the troll, we'll call them trolls, what Nick calls them, but you've seen people in there talk about the extreme stuff that he's done, right? Like with Oreo and with.
I didn't really know about. I don't know. I mean, people would say some things, but it would just say what happened to Oreo, and I wasn't really sure what any of that even meant. And he asked me early on not to ask questions about anything that the trolls say. He is no.
But and this is just my thing, right? Because you obviously you have a child yourself, right?
No.
And you don't?
No.
Okay, so that's what the comments
Jordan,
are.
Can I ask how old you are?
Yeah, 29.
Okay, so guys, she's not that young.
He did definitely he definitely sugarcoated a lot of things, I will say. I was told a lot of different versions of the truth, I guess, when it came to the Mariah thing. And I'm definitely always a believer of the girl. I just never had heard anything from her. If I had seen something anywhere, I would have definitely never even contacted him, any of that. I just definitely am not.
Okay, Jordan. You're talking to a man from the internet for 3 weeks and he calls you his girlfriend. For me, that sets off alarm bells. Haven't even met the guy.
That's real. I can understand that. It was more or less, I just really wanted to be there for him. I felt like he deserved somebody that, before I knew all of this, of course, that was genuinely there for him. But he definitely did. I did not get the truth sides of things. I'm starting to see, and even the things, I guess we FaceTimed a couple times and I had asked him some questions. And it just kind of seems like everything I knew was pretty much a lie at this point. Because even questions about Patrick and Graceland Ranch, and he went back. So I just don't know what to believe in.
So was it not? And sorry, we'll get into his history. I promise. I want to make sure I'm understanding the relationship as well. And you don't have to answer anything that you don't want to, of course. Was it not alarming though for you to be told not to look into his history? I know for me, I'm a big researcher. I like to know all about these fools.
That's the crazy thing. I looked him up. I did not see anything through court records, any of that. I didn't see anything.
Did you just look in California though?
Yeah.
He's not from California, right? So his charges, you're gonna find them in South Carolina. There's the New Orleans incident with the woman that got him into prison. There's Ohio, where he was arrested for assault and battery on a police officer. But if you looked up his name, his Reddit should have popped up, and they have all the charges listed there.
See, I didn't look up Reddit or anything. I literally looked up his name and then arrest records, court records. I should have probably just looked his name up.
Yeah, sure could have, would have. It's not always easy. Did he ever ask you to send money to him, or that was not something that was part of your guys' relationship?
No, he definitely told me that he was making more than enough and that he could support me and all this, but I told him from the very beginning that I didn't want that. I'm very big in being equal in a relationship. I don't like feeling like I'm nothing, and he kind of didn't really like that.
Mm.
How many times did you talk on the phone? Because he was live streaming a lot.
Oh my gosh, I know. He was. He would call me. It would be like very like quick phone calls, I will say. Like sometimes late at night or even like 12-ish, we could kind of get like a phone call in.
Hey, Nicole.
But he would tell me all the time like this live stream.
I'm going to be honest. I'm really struggling to understand this story, but I'm just being completely honest. I'm not trying to shit on you.
No, you're fine.
But this isn't making sense to me at all.
All right, so you talked to him when he left Graceland and went to the new sober living, right?
For a minute there, yes.
Did he start while he was still at Graceland, or it didn't start until like talking until after he left?
At first I definitely started off as a little fan. Okay, I will say I did not know all of this. Like I would join his live every once in a while, so I definitely did hit him up first. And we would talk here and there. It was literally right before he left Graceland. And we talked about the whole birthday situation. And then didn't hear from him. Then we came back. I was blocked. Was still watching his lives. And then commented, he hit me up again, was like, sorry. We ended up continuing to talk. And then he was like, I want you to be my girl. We're going to meet up, yada, yada, yada. And because I didn't want to meet with him right away.
Interruption. You talked to him when he was at the new sober living?
Correct.
Okay, so you know where that was then, right? Because you guys were going to meet up.
Correct, to a certain extent. He did not give me the... He's not there anymore, so I guess he's not there anymore. So he told me his real... Yeah. I'll just read this out really quick, okay?
Okay,
he's not there anymore, so give me 1 second to find it.
All right, take your time.
He said, how far away is where you live from Simi Valley?
Okay, all right, you're right, okay. It all checks out.
Don't tell anyone, babe. Keep me safe. I just say Ventura. I said, okay, you're fine. And so that's why I did not want to meet up with him right away, just because of his crazy energy, and I did just want to kind of watch and kind of learn as I went for a minute. But as far as I could see, like I didn't really see too many things. Like everybody, I don't really know. Now I'm starting to see some things, of course, and I'm not gonna continue my talking with Nick.
Yeah, I mean, like, and so, but you were talking to him while he was at Graceland before he left.
Yeah, before he left.
Okay, because when I remember you in
while he was with Britt.
When I remember you in the comments, you were telling him like, hey, I've messaged you, and he was trying to find it, and then he's like, who are you? And then he clicked on your picture, and he's like, okay, you're not bad looking, but he never acted like he knew who you were before then. It was just when you were in there saying, hey, and you kept saying like, I've messaged you, check your DMs, because he said, is anyone in California?
Of course, and he's done that a couple times, even when he said because he said something again after we had been talking for a while, after I gifted him, he was like, you're so pretty, oh my gosh, something, I don't even remember. He was like, you're so pretty, and then he had texted me right away and was like, I'm so sorry, if you don't want me to put you in the chat anymore, I won't, or put that much attention on you, I won't, because I'm not that person. Let me see.
Did it bother you, him acting like he didn't know you?
Not really, because he always told me everything he did was for the plot of it. Like, even with that blonde girl who was, like, talking crap, he kind of flirted with her, too. He was like, just know it's just for the plot of it. She's all trying to flirt with me. And I was like...
So you guys started talking...
He literally said, old lady wants a boy toy. So funny. I wasn't being serious. I said, OMG, that's weird. He was like, she was drunk feeling herself.
Yeah, in chat, she's talking about Missy.
So,
wait, real quick. So you guys started talking the week of the 9th through the 15th in that area? So around his birthday?
Yeah, but we officially started like dating on Monday. Let me go to the very top. I believe it was Monday last week. We had been talking for a while. It was
Monday, St. Patrick's Day, the 17th?
It doesn't have yeah, I believe so.
So, because I'm curious, so his birthday was the 12th, that's when he left. The girls were kicked out of Graceland on the 10th. Were you aware that he was in trouble at Graceland because he slept with another resident?
No, I was not.
Yeah, so the girls were gone the 9th or the 10th. He left on his birthday on the 12th. So within a 3-day period. So it sounds like you guys start talking around the time And he was still in videos talking about, like, the girl's name was Britt. And he was still talking about her as, like, he was talking trash, but then he also mentioned her as his girlfriend. So I wasn't sure if you were aware of that.
That I was not aware of. But, like, also, at this point, I don't really care. I'm not trying to be with him at all. I think it's kind of gross, and I've kind of been looking at some stuff, and I don't know. He just really made it sound good. That's all I can say to you guys. Like, he put on a really good...
Oh, I'm sure he did. We all know, like, Nick to be like that. It's just...
And what date did you start, like, in your messages, what date did you start talking to? What's like, the date you first started talking to him altogether?
That would be the 11th.
So the day before he left Graceland?
Yes.
Okay. And you didn't see any of the stuff online where he was getting called out for...
No, like I said, I don't really
sleeping with
know that
Britt
much.
and Britt getting kicked out. And I mean, if you were following Nick and you were following Graceland,
of course,
like, it was almost, it's impossible to have not seen it.
My For You page isn't really, like, all about
but
this.
I'm not talking about your For You page, Jordan. I'm talking about who you're following. You said you were in Graceland's lives, so...
Yeah, I've watched a few of their lives before. I've watched a few of Nick's when he was going there.
No Ralph's was in the picture, correct?
She won't get that reference, Blue. She wasn't aware. Ralph, Nick, the way they got in trouble, Jordan, is because him and Britt had relations in a Ralph's bathroom.
Okay. So I have a question. Sorry, Jordan, if this seems like an attack, but... So someone's just said that you're following Brutal Britt, who was the girl that he slept with in the house. Brutal Britt had a very, very public meltdown when she left the house. In fact, she was online a lot.
Started following... I know exactly who you're talking about, because I started following her when she posted a video about leaving Graceland's jail yard.
Which was related to Nick. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I just thought that was funny and liked it and followed her.
Okay.
No. Well, yeah, I mean, I do. I think it's funny that you guys are really digging that far into stuff. I mean...
Well, you have to understand, like, we don't just, like, we don't gossip. We actually, like, we know almost every commenter in there, right? Because we're watching everything. Like, we're not just, like, we don't sit up here and just, like, chat shit, right? We're watching the thirsty women that are in his chat that know that he has committed all this DV, that see women in the comments also talking about the DV, that see all these hundreds of people speaking about it, and they go past it and they look past that, and they still reach out and message this guy without even digging in. Even as a woman, you see those comments, you still reach out and you message this guy without even digging into it for your...
I was following Grace.
You just said,
and then...
You said you started following him when he was on his way to Graceland. Or did I mishear?
I don't think you heard that correct.
No, she said that she was following him the day before he got kicked out.
So she said she was following Graceland at first. Is that right, Jordan?
Oh, correct.
Okay.
But, I mean, if you guys want to text me privately or do whatever, we could do that. I'm not trying to do all this. Y'all seem like y'all are trying to come at me.
We're not trying to come at work. Can you hear me? Sorry, hold on. Jordan, we're not trying to come at me.
Hang on, Mariah.
We'd like to have facts. Oh, sorry, Mariah.
Go ahead, Mariah.
You're okay. I'm at work, so I'll keep this short. Yeah, you might want to look into him. And my only concern with you saying you're worried about him is having people possibly go in real life or do welfare checks. You can't just get on here and claim someone is your boyfriend. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, it was him hoping you would move him in. Hold on. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I'm working.
And Jordan, just so you understand, this is Mariah. So this is Nick's ex-girlfriend of 3 years.
Yeah. I gotta go, but y'all just help this girl out best you can. But that's all I'm gonna say, Jordan. Just don't go online talking about how you're worried about someone when we all know that where he's at and he's safe.
That wasn't my concern,
because it'll make people.
And that's what I had told everybody from the jump before I had learned all of this information. My only concern was the fact that he told me he was not going back and then ended up going back.
Well, he just so you know, he
he
wasn't
is
forced to
a
go back.
liar.
I know he wasn't
to go
forced
back.
to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
back,
he
but
begged. He
with our
begged them to go back.
conversations, it was completely different than what happened, and that's why until I started talking to you guys and realizing he was a liar, I felt worried about the fact that he told me he wasn't going to go back and went back.
He had nowhere else to go.
And
so
another thing,
Well, and that's what I
and
also
another
open
thing,
for them.
it's
Oh, sorry, Mariah.
it's very hard to believe that you didn't. You're okay. It's very hard to believe that you didn't know anything of his past. It's a click away.
I mean, I definitely looked it up, but I mean, I'm also wasn't going to just go look it up on TikTok.
Jordan, no one's coming at you per se, but there is a legitimate concern
No,
with you.
you guys help this poor little thing out as much as y'all can.
Y'all guys can have a nice night. I'm gonna get off here now. Y'all can hang out privately.
Yeah, she was in Doug's live, and then said she was gonna go live, so we all hopped over to her, and she kept showing on her device, on her tablet, she kept showing the screenshots of, well, it was actual chat of Nick chatting from Instagram. Well, I screen recorded all of it and I screenshot it, and I was looking at the screenshots while you were live with her just a bit ago. And the screenshot she was talking about where he says, "I'm never going back to Graceland, baby," is from March 22, which is a Saturday. What day did he go back?
Like 3 days ago?
My tablet died.
I think it was 4. So today is the 29th.
So it was a week ago today is when they had that conversation.
Yeah, so that was a couple of days before he went back. He went back on Wednesday.
Okay. You know, something else that's interesting is you can go and look at the list that people follow, who they follow, and it will show you the order in which they started to follow someone. She was following brutal. Yes, that's the order. So the last person you followed will be at the top of the list. The first person you followed is at the very bottom. You have to scroll down. So if you scroll down her list, I have screenshots. She follows Brutal Brit, then Mike Yuga, then Madison, and then 2 of Nick's. Oh, and then Graceland. Like she followed Graceland a long time ago.
Yeah, she did say that. She said she was following Graceland.
Yeah. So I just find that interesting that she just recently started following Nick on her TikTok. And she was following Madison. Mike Uga? Really?
Yeah.
Especially if you're following Uga, then that's a deep cut. Well, kind of. He's been back a lot on his lives. But the other thing is she mentioned about like being blocked and he wouldn't unblock. Like this has literally been 2 weeks. So if you were blocked for a day or two, that's still already down to 12 days out of 14. You know what I mean? And he went back, 3 days ago. So on Wednesday?
Yeah.
So
thanks, AZ.
Yeah, that was exactly 2 weeks of starting to talk to him. It took 4 days to become his girlfriend, 5 days. And then if we're going off the birthday timeline, 5 days to become the girlfriend. There's that week. And then, what is that? 7, 8, 9. So 10 days of being girlfriend. And then he was back in Graceland, no phone. But with that, she was blocked for at least a day or two. And again, I'm guessing Nick has a habit of cutting off communication if someone doesn't respond fast enough.
Now look at that. It says Saturday, March 29th. How is that possible at 8:06 p.m.?
What day is that?
Oh, that's just the date today. That's today. So I think that's just because she screenshotted it today.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, that's the date and time at the top.
The messages are between this girl Jordan, thank you, and Nick Harris.
on Instagram. And she mentioned that they FaceTimed a few times as well. She sent him pictures. She showed him her ID to confirm that she was of age.
God. Oh my gosh.
He has said he would ask for that.
Does anyone have better, like, clearer screenshots that have, like, what she was showing with the dates?
You know, there isn't any dates that shows, you know how your text, if it lapsed a day or two.
All right, Jordan.
Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Are you? Do you feel, and I'm not trying to fuck with you. I'm not here to tease you, or I honestly, I don't care about the Nick T or the this or that. I'm just like, you as a human being that has now been through this, and you know, I don't care when, what, where you were talking to him. You were talking to him at some point, and you got the impression that you guys were in a relationship. Do you still feel like you're in a relationship?
I mean, I don't really know everything still. Everybody's just kind of came at me sideways, not really giving me any of the information. Just kind
Yeah,
of
it's a lot.
to stir up more drama.
Right.
I came to live with the impression that because he promised me he would not go back to Graceland. And so when he did, to me, that was just like, that's weird. And in the beginning, I did tell him I did not want to be all over social media that much. But then I just felt like that was weird, and I'm not really messed with the way Graceland has handled their things prior, and I've let him know that. And so it was just kind of concerning. And like, regardless of anything, I just wanted to be there for him as a person. Like, and I still don't know everything that he's done, which is why I did join that live yesterday to get to learn some stuff, and I learned nothing.
Right. So you met him, what, 3 weeks ago? Or a month ago?
We never like met in person.
No, I mean online.
Oh, like about 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay, and how did you meet online?
Through TikTok.
Okay, through TikTok. And so, what'd you first see him on live? Or...
Yeah.
Okay, so you were scrolling through lives and he popped up, or what?
No.
This is not me trying to trick you or anything. I'm just trying to get the story straight.
Yeah, I had watched Graceland for a while now, and then I saw him enter, and then I saw him leave, and continued to kind of watch his journey. And I hit him up right before he left, right after he left. We ended up talking again.
So that's actually a good thing to think about, to talk about. So you were watching, how long's a while that you were watching Graceland?
Geez. I'm really not too sure a while.
Months, weeks? Are we talking years or?
Not years, but like months per se.
Months. So you saw when he first came in?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when I started rewatching them. It'd pop up on my For You page here and there.
For sure. So what I'm getting at is, so you saw when Nick first came in, were you watching the lives when he was in the house?
No.
You were watching videos that Graceland was posting about Nick?
If it popped up on my For You page, yeah.
Right. And this is not, I'm not blaming you or trying to trick you or anything. The point I'm getting at is that the way Graceland and Pat have framed Nick to the public,
Yes.
Yeah, and so you're thinking, well, this guy, maybe you think he's cute, or I'm sorry. I mean, I'm gonna leave personal opinions on this, but you think he's cute?
I'll be honest, it definitely wasn't that at all.
No. I'm just starting with that. I'm not
saw
saying
somebody-
you're shallow or anything.
No,
I'm saying
no,
maybe you thought he was a little cute. Maybe you thought he was funny. Maybe he seems like a nice guy. He's sober. He's trying to better his life, right?
I mean, I just saw somebody that looked like they were really hurting and wanted to better themselves. And it looked like, because what I was told from him was that all of these people were trolls. And so I'm not really big on social media stuff like that. So I would assume that he has a lot of people that dislike him considering his following count. Because, you know, it's hard to please everybody. So nobody's going to like you 100% of the time. And I definitely do know that the internet can be crazy. And I did not look up any of his stuff. He did ask me not to. I did look him up on Safari. Didn't see anything. I looked up his name with court records. I had not seen anything.
Oh.
I didn't look him up on TikTok. Nothing like that. So yeah, I guess I didn't really know the whole situation. I probably should have looked into it when he said not to, but I know everybody has a past.
Right. No, I understand. I mean, and there's, you know, we all make mistakes or get maybe caught up in feeling a certain way, you know, about people, and maybe we're naive, or I've been there, done that. I'm sure everybody could go, you know, say the same. But so, you know, when he first came in the house, I was in there for a week. And he instantly was, you know, saying too much. And one of the things he was saying was, oh, y'all, like, people are talking about me on Reddit. You don't understand all this stuff. And at first, you know, I just kind of, you know, I've had issues like that too. You know, I don't think I'm famous or popular or anything in any way. Like, it's just, I've had my time with my life on the internet and people talking shit, and some of it valid, some of it completely ridiculous. But I kind of kept in the back of my head that he said that. And then once he started kind of turning in the house and acting differently, then I was curious, you know, I was like, and it might have only been a matter of time before he kind of turned on you or started acting different with you, you know. And I'm not saying it would have happened, you know. I
agree.
But here's what I'm saying, Jordan, real quick, please, is then after that started happening, then I got curious. And so I Googled Nick Harris Reddit. And that's where I discovered everything about the guy. You know, unfortunately, at this point, a lot of it is kind of, I think there might be a mega thread at the top, but a lot of it's kind of obscured by all this Graceland stuff that's been going on for a few months. So you'd have to scroll back further, or you could sort it by like top or controversial. I don't know how much you use Reddit, but there is a lot of information there. And this is not necessarily like, I want the best for him. I want him to get better. He needs to work the steps, stay sober, and like understand that.
I agree, but if the stuff people are saying is true, I also do have a different perspective.
Yeah.
Because I have heard certain things. I just did not know these, and I know everybody's like, how stupid can you be not to know these things? But it's like, I genuinely did try to believe the best in him. And I know that, like, me personally, I have stuff that I would want people to know, and it's not the worst things ever. It's just stuff that I would think is embarrassing for me. And so, like, that's kind of what I just kind of chalked it up to. And because I wasn't reading the comments in the live, I wasn't doing none of that. I'd put it on as background noise. That's just how I am.
Right.
And so, I don't know. I guess people could say I was young and naive or whatever they want to say, but I just really did choose to believe the best in him.
Gotcha.
But, I mean, you lived with him, right?
Yeah.
I mean...
Yes, for 2 months.
Well, and I told him from, like, the start, like, my biggest concern, really, with even hitting him up was I wanted to kind of just tell him that there's other ways to get sober besides Graceland. Because I know that he was in a very vulnerable spot and felt like Graceland was all he had. And I just wanted him to know that, like, there's CA, AA, there's all these great resources that he could definitely use.
Yeah, he needs a lot more than that. I'm sorry. I mean, he's been to all these different. He worked the steps in AA in the house because he wanted to get his phone back. That's like, I think, you know, I honestly don't know what's going to work for him, you know, and that's kind of neither here nor there. Like right now, why I actually wanted to talk to you is because do you feel like I see you on there and you're like, you know, oh, send the gifts and I'll show you the receipts and all this stuff. And I get it. Like you talked to him and everything. He led you on. He maybe had some trickery or maybe you guys had some legitimate connection. That's all fine. I'll speak for myself. I won't say everybody, but I'm not doubting any of that. But now that you know this stuff, I think it's just like maybe instead of caring what these people think or if they believe you, like just focus on yourself. Like after you just did this live, and did it make you feel better?
I mean, no, but that was never even the intent behind. Like,
You don't
when
want to feel
I
better?
first
You don't want to
hit
feel
him
good?
up, it was never anything like that. Like I wanted him to know he had somebody there for him, and I knew that he was looking for a girlfriend. And look, I didn't want to be with Nick, but I wanted him to feel like he had somebody that was there for him and that cared for him and wanted him to do good, because I know how it can feel to be that lonely. But now after hearing all this stuff, it's definitely changed my mind. Like I had heard all that stuff last night, and that's why.
In order to manifest it, you must speak it into existence. Okay. I let the money in, I let the money flow. I take my time, see my bank account grow. I let the money in, I let the money flow. Bringing abundance, got me feeling grateful. I let the money in, I let the money flow.
Tiny. Is the exact reason that the state of California is crime ridden and their law-abiding citizens are scared to walk down their street. Okay, so here we go. Meet Paul Mink, who was originally arrested by the Brevard County Sheriff's Office back in October of 2019 for racketeering, multiple counts of solicitation to sell heroin, multiple counts of conspiracy to possess heroin. This guy actually has more charges than my wife's credit card, fugitive. And then, just a few days ago, our agency caught a break when this guy, Patrick Ridge, looks like a nice enough fella, blasted out Paul on his TikTok page at the Graceland Ranch Sober Living Facility. Take a look.
I'm doing fentanyl and meth every day. Officer coming back to Graceland again today for Paul. He has a warrant out for his arrest. What are we going to do? Lie to him? Hey, come on, Paul, let's go for a little walk, buddy.
Yeah. I'm just scared that he's gonna try to run off.
This is fucking...
It sucks because we want to help him. A lot of his charges were from drug stuff, and it's just, he's here trying to get better.
Round 4, people, here go the cops. They're waiting for us. Hey!
So the thing is, it's a Florida thing. We got called by a Florida agency saying he's willing to give himself up. If you guys talk to him, if he knows about it, if he's cooperative, if he's like, hey, I'll turn myself in, cool. We come out here and say, hey, you're going to go to our jail, and then they put him on an airplane and send him to Florida. I'm not trying to get in a fight with someone over a Florida situation. We were under the impression that he was going to willingly jump in the backseat of our car. If he doesn't want to go, we're not going to go up there and get him.
You don't want to start a fight, and if he wants to go, we can give him a ride? Are you freaking kidding me? What are you, an Uber driver with a badge? How about he better get his sorry fugitive butt out here right now, or we're going to kick every door in this house down and drag him out in cuffs, because that's what would be happening right here in Brevard County. Get from there. Bam, just like that. Wednesday afternoon, the U.S. Marshals Task Force, with the assistance of the City of Pasadena Police Department, went to the Graceland Sober Living Facility where Paul, of course, ran out the back. I want to thank our great partners at the U.S. Marshal Service, and also the task force agents from Pasadena Police Department for helping get Paul in custody. And of course, a huge thank you to Patrick at Graceland Sober Facilities for letting us know on TikTok exactly where we could find Paul. And to the so-called law enforcement officers who refused to execute the arrest warrant, maybe you guys are more suited for being school crossing guards, or at the very least, maybe you should come work for a real law enforcement agency. Tiny.
Yeah, he's scrolling through the bad chat, comments off, it's Reddit's fault. These trolls causing him to drop off. Tiny on his screen, peach ice cream. He was in a wheelchair, why does nobody care? He's a 5'5" bitch fighting the slushy machine. Scared of pizza, he can't stay clean. Smashing up a grocery store on a whim. Harassing people, he looks so grim. Double V chasing some fresh socks. Bacteria breeding shoes, waiting for the smell to drop. Bad chat lurking, it's all your fault. Reddit stirred the pot, he's ready for the taste of jaws. Yeah, no living through the bad chat, comments off, it's Reddit's fault. These trolls causing him to drop off. Tiny on his screen, peach ice cream. He was in a wheelchair, why does nobody care? He's a 5'5" bitch fighting the slushy machine. Yeah.
Tiny. How you doing? Just got back from California. How was it? Oh my god, so good. I went to a red carpet event. Oh my god, I did so much stuff. That's so good. Did you ever go to Graceland? I can't say that on TikTok. I'm giving these teapot people 0 content. Yeah, I changed my name. To what? Mason Manifested. So you can see my name now. It's better. I don't want, people, when they battle me, they would go, hey, sober. Like, I don't want it. I'm bigger than that. Sobriety was just the beginning.
Amen.
I'm manifesting way more than that.
But I did meet a guy that runs 3 really big, gigantic sober living in California. Would love to connect you. You know him. He knows you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I want to tell you off TikTok because.
Oh, is his name P? Pretty?
I don't want to say that on TikTok, but basically, he knows all about what's happening and things like that. And yeah, I'll tell you later.
Okay, cool.
All about TikTok. I really am not giving them any content. They will never get content from me ever again.
Tends to be the case. I'm being clipped. I'm being clipped right now. I'm being recorded right now. Always.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Is that normal for live streamers to always?
No. It's these people who pretend and lie and manipulate.
I'm manifesting positivity, and if there's any bull on my chat, I'm just gonna block them. I'm done with the whole negative manifesting. I'm growing into focusing on better things. I had such a good weekend. We need 2 gifters.
My dogs are outside. Get off really quick.
Yeah, I'm like, anyone who says negative things can just go bye-bye. I don't really care, you know what I mean?
No, I respect that.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, if people are toxic for your chat, you just block them.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm over that. I'm over letting these people, like, run mayhem in my life. Thank you, Ellie. We need one more gifter.
Yes, we have an empty chair in the chat. We have an empty chair. Look. Empty chair, guys.
Hey, love you, Paul. Thank you. Thank you, Anthony.
I don't like it either.
Yeah, so this whole Matthew, Andrew, Drake, and me, we're gonna box.
What?
Yeah, it's recovery or it's sober living fight club.
You're giving them you're going to make more content so they can talk more shit about you?
Yeah, I already texted him back. I said it's on. Let's go. I'm gonna start posting content of me working out, preparing for this boxing match. We're gonna live stream it. I think so. Yeah. So when you're in LA, so you're there for 3 days.
I was there for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning.
Wow.
And I went to a red carpet event. I went to I met a bunch of streamers on TikTok. I met probably 30 people that I go live with.
No way.
Yeah.
You went to a streaming party?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
I met people I go live with for a long time. I've never met in person. It was really cool. And then, of course, obviously, everybody knows I was invited to Graceland to do stuff, but I'm not telling nobody if I went or did not go. And I made it very clear that if I was to go, I want no content, no videos, no pictures, nothing like that posted. I want to be very if I go, I'm going for one reason. I'm shocked you didn't hear nothing.
Dude, I was helping my parents move all weekend, carrying heavy things, It
was a big deal.
Yeah, well,
a big old blonde tranny in the fucking place. Never mind. I'm just joking.
How tall are you?
5'11".
Oh, wow. So with your
Nick's 5'2".
It's so funny. Shout out to T1, T1000, Tiffany, Act Up, Leah, Fluffins, Grind It, Thunder Thighs, It's All Good, and Ellie, thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you, Randall, for the heart me. Thank you for tapping unconfirmed. Keep tapping, y'all.
Well, it's so good to see you, Mason.
Yeah, well,
message me and.
Other than this boxing match, I don't really have much, you know.
Other than good. I just don't. I'm not giving them any content, and I also I have a lawyer, and I found out a lot of people's actual real names. Yeah.
This is interesting. Because they
you should hire a lawyer.
Because they definitely don't put themselves out there, and they're just attacking us.
They are out there. They are out there, and it's very easy to find.
Wow, I love that.
Yes, you gotta outsmart them. You know, they are so smart. Also, I think when they're all shut up. I'm saying I'm giving content. I can't do this. You bring out the worst in me, Mason.
Yeah, well, it's only sometimes.
Tony.
Because Nick, when he did it when I went to work, he did it when he was at my house. That's why. And so when he told me he wanted to be sober, and he wanted to go to sober living, I believed him. It's just rude, you know. Like, don't come to my house and go behind my back and try to like keep it from me. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, I believed in you. But I shouldn't have gotten upset. I probably shouldn't have done that. You know, I'll own that. It is what it is. You know, people relapse, dude. It's just a part of this culture, you know. Of course Graceland's gonna test them. You know, Graceland's lockdown. You know, it's a place for people perfect for people like him. But you had a resentment as well. Well, yeah, he's just talking all this smack on me. It's super petty on his page. I'm just like his primary focus, and it does like whatever, you know. If he wants to box, yeah, I don't think you can test for it.
Solutions, and something gave me the feeling that he's probably just getting kratom. Like, he's not as strong-willed as I think he is. He's not actually looking for solutions like he says he is. He's probably going in to get kratom because just, I don't know. And yeah, so he came out and I asked him if he got it, and he didn't try to hide it or anything. So he just told me that he did. He showed me, and I told him not to do it. I told him, like, we're trying to get you into sober living. Like, right now you're couch surfing, and I was fed up with all of the favors we were handing out, and I just wanted some peace and serenity at this apartment that we had worked so hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
And we had committed the day to I took the day off and to help him find a solution, and he goes in and just gets his like drug, and it's like, come on, I like spent a whole year trying to like overcome this, and it's worked for me, and I don't know. So yeah, he showed me he got it. I told him not to take it, so I never saw him take it. But we got home the other day, and he kept making trips to the bathroom while he was on live trying to find a place to go. So I'm not sure if he had taken it before he left while he was here. I didn't question him about it again afterwards. But it was on him. I know that.
Is today a big day, Josh? What is today for you?
Yeah, today's my 1 year, my birthday.
1 year sobriety for Josh, y'all. He just got it 1 year.
People coming in, I'm gonna leave.
You're boring. It's
what's the tea? I haven't been on here in a while. I just like come on and just like flick.
Nicholas freaking lied to everybody, which we all fucking knew about.
Why?
Trolls. He said trolls called his sober living.
They did.
They did not.
They did. I spoke to the owner.
But so Matt. Ooh, hold the fuck up. Because Madison was on a walk the other day and said that she spoke to the owner, and it wasn't the trolls. He got himself kicked out.
Well, the second time I talked to him, he was like, "Yeah, I also like got sent."
But you talked to him. You didn't talk to the owner then.
The guy that runs the place. Yeah, I talked to him.
Okay, and what did he say?
He said that he also, because it's like an older crowd, so they don't like streamers, I guess. And like, I don't know, I guess he was too high maintenance for them.
So it wasn't the trolls that called?
I think it was a little bit of both.
Nobody's going to call them. That's weird. He literally, I don't know if he caught his streams, 2 times when he was streaming. He was by the garbages in the corner, and he was talking to Pat, and he goes, oh, like, and he puts his phone down, and Pat's like, oh, like, you have to be quiet, I guess, right? And so, like, why do you have to be quiet? Oh, because maybe they're tired of you streaming. And then the 2 times he got called out, the old man that he talks about is like, the neighbors are like, you know, calling me and telling me you're being too loud, twice.
Yeah.
That's all we saw on live. What we don't see on live, of course, as you know, of what we only see on live or on video is so different from what is happening, right?
Yeah.
So like, what we don't see on live when he's not live, I don't know how Nick is not on live. He's probably... Nobody, I feel like a lot of people didn't even want him there or back there, right? I mean, you can say...
Graceland?
Yes, I'm not saying confirm or deny. I'm just saying, like, Madison even said when she was on her walk that a lot of people were against him coming back.
Well, a lot of people didn't want him to act the way he was acting before. Like, imagine like the whole house doing the deal, as in like following rules, doing what they have to do, and then you just have someone that's just pissed off. You know, of course they're not gonna want him there.
Correct. I'm surprised that Paul and Nick didn't battle.
Well, a lot of these friendships that are made in this house are like very genuine because they live with each other. 1, 2, they have to deal with each other, and I think
I've seen his past lives. Like, here's the thing. He's like, I've been to 45 of these. I know what to do. He's always like, I know what to do. I've been to these. I'm a super amazing person because I know like this and that, this and that. Obviously you don't, but you're such a different person than Nick is. And I promise you that. Like, it's wild. Nick is like a younger Pat, but also crazier than, like, think of like Pat is Pat. Okay, so Pat's Pat, right?
Yeah.
Think of like Pat as like a 30-year-old, but then also think of him as a 20-year-old, like 28-year-old, and then by himself thinking the world is his oyster and just doing whatever he wants.
Okay. There's also some things he has to do before he speaks, and
yeah, he's a non-com.
No, he's not a non-com.
Oh, he's not? Okay.
No, he's fucking...
He's non-com when the girls come? Because that's what Madison said.
Most likely he will.
That's good, though.
I think he needs to show his willingness at the end of the day. At the end of the day, like, there's a...
Tony.
What's up?
Pat. I'm, okay, I got pulled over, and, I have a warrant. I had a warrant out in Newport Beach.
What are you?
Okay, so in Newport, I got some shit caught up to me for some, like, possession of substances and just distributing and shit from, like, fucking years ago, dude.
Do I just tell them?
Well, it's okay. Well, there were some outstanding things in Madison's life that she hadn't taken care of, and she's might be gone for like a little bit.
So Madison got pulled over and she's in jail. She had outstanding warrants.
It's fucker.
That's funny to you?
No, it's really crazy, dude.
Yeah, man.
I don't understand.
Like,
We're trying to figure it out. Just, you know.
Dude, I don't even know what the fuck to say. We're going to have to step it up.
I'm going to be here more,
Aaron
for sure.
helps out. Milo helps out a lot. But just until she's able to get out, I mean, it's a big bond, too.
It's like 50 grand.
You gotta go to a bail bonds person. You won't have to pay the $500. It's just 50 grand. Just 50. I don't get out tonight.
What?
Pat.
What's up?
Pat. I'm, okay, I got pulled over and, I have a warrant. I had a warrant out in Newport Beach.
What are you?
Okay, so in Newport, I got some shit caught up to me for some, like...
Tony.